there. That's fine. I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to start this ever so quietly in the background. Is that a little loud? Right there, I think, ought to do it. I've got that set up. Okay. I think that's everything. Let's make sure we start posting and everything. Okay, cool. I see it there. All right, I'm going to be checking this audio real quick. I think that sounds good. I think we can turn up the music a little bit. Check this out. I'm doing a little bit of Mass Effect music because they have the sweetest music, and I think it goes well with what we're playing. I hope I don't get a copyright strike. I'm just making sure that it's down low. We got Thomas the Dank Engine. Welcome back, sir. Dodgers game. I don't really watch sports much at all. Sorry, sir. I've got other things that I like to do. Play CVR. Hey, man. Well, hello there. Welcome. I have a special guest today, but he's getting a drink of water, and I've got...
I'm here.
Ah, okay. All right, so here, I'm going to post this link to our guild before we start, and then just so people can see. And then I'm also going to send you the link if you'd like so that you can have it maybe like if you set it to like 144p or and set it in like the corner so that you can see like questions or kind of see what I'm doing. It's a little delayed, but I guess it's better than nothing. Let me grab that real quick. So yeah, I did start it. I'm testing the levels. It is 701. Okay. So I think maybe by 705. Let's see. How do I get to my... There we go. Okay, there it is. Let me copy and paste this link. Okay, this one's for you. And then I'm going to paste it into the guild chat as well. Is that the whole link? I might have to use the short link. Crap. I'm going to try it.
Is it too long?
Possibly.
Oh, to post in the actual game link. Okay.
Yeah, in the actual game link, it's so small. You get like 40 characters or something ridiculous.
It's like...
You can communicate in hieroglyphics.
Can you throw it through a bit.ly?
Usually if you click share... Oh no, I did that. Okay, whatever. I'll just restart that. I'm professional. Share. There it is. Just a tiny little link. All right, there we go. That's done. I am exiting out of that. Here we go with this. I've got some music in the background. It is Mass Effect ambiance music because I feel like it's appropriate and a little better than all the other royalty-free stuff that I was looking through. Just like very, very quiet in the background, hopefully. I mean, I'm not monetizing any of this, so it should be okay. Okay, cool. So I think that's all good. That's ready, that's ready. I'm gonna full screen this. All right, I think we're finally ready. You're ready, right?
Ready.
Excellent. All right, I gotta do an intro. Let me welcome back everybody to another live stream, a Galaxy of Heroes live stream. I don't do these very often. I've done one before, but mostly it's just for fun, something I'd like to do with my guildmates once in a while. Today, I've got a very special guest with me today. He's also a guild member with us recently. If you may have noticed him being one of the up and coming top contributors with us in the guild events and also some of the raids. Why don't you introduce yourself?
I don't know if I'm very special.
Oh no, you're very special.
Oh, how am I so special? My name's Nick, so everyone knows. I go by Nickar in game. Nick Rome is my professional name. I don't know. What else do you want?
Well, I'd like to let everybody know here. I'm just going to exit out of this and what is this? I'm playing on a PC. Why are you playing a mobile game on a PC? Well, I can explain that a little bit later. What I do want to show you is that Nick is actually a one of the hosts of a podcast already called the Human Factors Cast. It's I checked it out. It's actually a pretty solid podcast with involving psychology. And actually, Nick, can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, you're being too kind. But basically, we kind of do a weekly look at sort of how psychology, engineering, and biomechanics kind of all come together to sort of affect the design of interaction, the design of how we interact with technology in our everyday lives, right? So human factors as kind of a whole is basically using science to create human-friendly products.
Yeah, so that they do a very good job hosting it. Also, I'm right here on the SoundCloud, and apparently you guys have your own website too, which looks pretty snazzy, very simplistic but effective. And also, I just kind of wanted to say that your logo, who made the logo for it?
So that is special shout out to Erica Ackerman. She actually did a lot of the design work for us.
It's so I like to shout it out because I'm kind of studying not necessarily graphic design, but like editing stuff, and that kind of, I mean, they kind of merge a little bit. And I've noticed that it's very simplistic, but it's so very effective. If you just look at it like on your main website, the Human Factors Cast, they're just a bunch of triangles, perfect, like they're all like different colored triangles, all pointing in certain directions. There's like a radial gradient thing in the background. The actual what is the words in the middle? That's all simple. It's a very simplistic design, but it doesn't assault your eyes with colors or anything. It's very simplistic, but it's very effective with all the pointing triangles pointing at the Humans Factors Cast or in the corner and everything. Very simplistic, but very, very effective. Looks great. So just wanted to point that out. Also, yeah, I did check out a couple of those. Actually, I just saw the latest one says Adobe's announcements. I didn't hear anything about that, so I kind of actually want to check that out. But anyway,
Yeah,
if any of that sounds interesting to any of you viewers, go ahead and take a look at it. It's pretty cool. I like to promote any up-and-coming things as I can because I think they are deserving. So, with that little detail in mind, he's much more qualified than I am to be leading any sort of live stream or podcast or anything. But you know what? This is more of a relaxed kind of a thing. So let's get back into this game here. I mean, I'm sitting here. It's very, very hot here in Southern California. I am just trying to stay cool with some of the AC on, racking up the bills. But I've got my nice cool drink here. I got some whiskey and Coke. It's delicious. Listen to this. Mmm. Tasty. All right, so on our list of things that we can talk about, so I guess the first announcement is that Nick being the great guy that he is, has done a little something for our guild. He's made a little something. So why don't you tell us what you made, Nick?
So, after I have seen other guilds do this, it's basically a way to help us as a guild uh, create a community in a much easier way to communicate. So, Discord, if you're familiar with it, it's a chat application for video games, essentially. And there's several channels in there that are dedicated to certain aspects of the game, such as Galactic War, the Rancor raid, Tank raid, territory battles. We also have a section for news and updates in there, as well as some resources for all the guild members to go and look up effective different strategies and theory crafting from Reddit and different sort of teams for these raids. And special request from Jeff here was the memes section, and those all kind of update on their own. So it's a pretty great way to sort of communicate effectively across the game.
Yeah, I think you did a pretty bang up job about it. Thank you for the meme section. I do appreciate that. I actually contribute to that thread once in a rare while. I actually had a few ideas today randomly so I'm going to plan on working on that too. I like doing that kind of stuff. I made one video called Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes in a Nutshell maybe 6 months ago. Something like that. That was fun little thing to do. And then I did one meme type video somewhat recently. Or actually, I would make things and then I'd find out that to find out where other people are to like show them was kind of difficult. So once I found that there are some Reddit subreddits that have people like that, and I was like, I can like find other people that play this game. So when I find people like Mr. Nick here that play the game, I kind of get excited because I feel like, wait, I have to assess it first. Like, wait, are they one of those like casual people who just play it once in a rare while?
How
Or
much do you play the game?
fuck,
No,
I really don't want to answer it, but I am going to. I really hate myself for playing this game. I'll talk about that too, but I log into this game 3 times a day.
oh, that's it.
Thank you.
I'm looking at maybe 7 or 8.
Oh my goodness. I log in like in the morning. Usually when I'm eating breakfast, I'll play this and try to knock out some of the stuff before work. Then in the afternoon, I try to log on before, let's see, for me, the refresh is before 3 p.m. So I try to log on to collect my midday rewards. And then in the evening, I usually log on around, let's see, 8 right now, because that's when all 3 of those refreshes happen. So one just happened. The other one's at 7:30. That's when the raid ones refresh. So, yeah, I'll try to log on and do those. And that's, yeah, I do that generally. Sometimes I think with my new work schedule now, I might be missing the midday reward. I might not be able to log on for that. So a little sad about that, but you know what? I got to do what I got to do. Um, you know, it is just a mobile game, but,
You could take a bathroom break right around that time.
oh, but the thing is, I need like I work at a school and they're like Nazis when it comes to like internet control, and so like they don't blacklist things, they have whitelist, whereas if it's not on this whitelist of approved apps and stuff, then you're not allowed access to it. And so I physically can't log on because I'll need internet access and I need the like data. So I have the data, but the internet access is not there. So oh
Well,
well.
so you play on the computer
Oh
at
yeah. So
school as well, or do you play on your phone at school?
so I have so the only reason I'm using a computer is because I have a phone and it plays it, but it's kind of an old junky smartphone, and the app does not run well. A lot of times, almost every time when I try to play an arena battle, the game will like hard crash, and I have to quit and restart it, and it runs slow and it's kind of glitchy. And so I looked online for other things, and I found there are certain Android. I have an Android phone, not an iPhone. There are certain Android app. What are they called? Like emulators. So
Sure.
there's a couple popular ones. I was using something called Andy, and Andy was a great one. This game worked beautifully on Andy. Um, but unfortunately, someone recently I had a major issue with my computer, and I had to like re-download a lot of stuff. I won't get into that, but I had a major issue with my computer, and I I could not reinstall Andy. I was very sad, but I have this other one called BlueStacks, which is okay. The audio quality in it is not great. It's very choppy, so I
Oh,
usually just play without sound. But everything else seems to work pretty well, so I'm happy with that. And also, like, I can't record anything on my phone, so it's nice to a have it on the computer because I have a pretty decent gaming computer, so I can record and stream stuff like this, and people can see it.
well, all I'm saying is, even if your phone is a piece of shit and doesn't work all the time, you could at least log in to get those refreshes. Am I right?
That is true. It's kind of just used for that, like emergencies. But otherwise, I like to use this, and also it's nice playing it on a computer because I can have this kind of minimized in the corner. Like this isn't a game most of the time with most things in this game. It's kind of like you can play it while you're listening or doing something else. You don't have to have your full attention on it, which is kind of nice. So I can have this in the corner and be playing it through like territory battles while I have like a YouTube video in the other corner, and that's fun. Um, but speaking of other things, so we have announced the Discord. In fact, I'm going to, maybe I should type that in chat right now, the Discord link, um, so that wonderful people from our guild can have access to this. So if I click invite or something, member list. Actually, maybe I'll do that after. Maybe I'll do that after. It's a little, I don't know if it might be above me right now. So Discord is officially announced. I'm gonna post that link so everybody can have access to it eventually, or as soon as this is done. Um, so that'll be fun. One thing that would be nice would be if people wanted to, we could get more organized and maybe be able to take the next level of the tank raid on. That would be nice because Kenobi, he's pretty much in almost every meta team right now. Is that correct?
Pretty much. It's him and CLS, for sure.
Oh yeah. Actually, if you look right here, I have pulled up the last time we tried a heroic raid. We didn't get past phase one. We got 2/3 of the way past phase one, but that was a long time ago. Um, and we didn't even try any strategies. So, and only let's see how many people actually contributed. Whoa, it is glitching out real quick. Okay.
So while you figure that out, I just want to mention, though, there was a video on Reddit the other day where someone took Dacha, Commander Luke, and Raid Han, and was able to auto solo the first phase in about 6 minutes. And the way this worked was basically on Dacha's leader ability, on basics. If you're attacking a droid, I think it has a chance to reduce 15% turn meter, and the other two have turn meter reduction anyway. So it's just this stacking turn meter reduction that allows you to, with Commander Luke, applying buff immunity to Grievous, just an instant slaughter fest. It was a sight to see. I know there are strategies for phase one where you just do the Kylo reset abilities until until Grievous's counter gets to 7, and if you can't retreat by then you just exit out and try again. And if you have unlimited tries, so as long as you can get out and get back in with a retreat, you can knock down phase one just with one character potentially. It's just a matter of sinking that time into it.
Yeah, I guess that's one negative thing about the game is that it's just taking more and more time. And it really is like a time vampire of a game. It just eats away all your time. But you can also do that, like that trick with Zeta Kylo. You can do that with Zeta Savage too. He's one person I'm considering putting a Zeta on. I have a decent Sith squad. Oh yeah, we could talk about our rosters a little bit too as well. I think I could pull up yours. Do you want to? Yeah, let's talk about yours. I have to find you though. Let's see. Did you type anything in chat recently? Maybe I can click your name. There you are. Haha. All right, so you're running... Wow, you are running a very smart squad. You're 94 arena rank?
Yes, sir.
How the hell did you do that?
With this squad.
Well, I've been shown up. Wait, what am I at? Oh, I fell down a bit to 143. I'm fine with that, honestly. I'm not super competitive, especially in arena. I don't really care a lot because there's not really a significant reward difference until you start getting to like top 10. So honestly, I don't really care that much.
Yeah, for me, it's the difference of 25 crystals a day between being in the 100 to 200 bracket and the 50 to 100 bracket. That is a noticeable difference, at least for me. I know that 25 a day kind of adds up over time. So
yeah, I guess if you're in there for long enough. So unfortunately, if I click back out, oh wait, I can click inventory. Okay, here's your inventory. Okay, so R2 looks like your highest one. Do you have them double Zeta? Do you have number crunch Zeta?
Nope.
Smart.
Yeah, not double Zetaed yet. I am kind of waiting on that one. I'm banking a couple. I want a Zeta Finn first. And I think after Finn, R2 will be the next one, unless Commander Luke comes back, because then I'm gonna unlock him and definitely get him worked on.
Yeah, I'm working on getting ready for that. I'm dumping all my resources into getting what's his face 7 stars. One, let's see, I have Leia, Stormtrooper Han, Raid Han. Oh, do you have Raid Han?
I do not. No, I just my old guild. So I was the top contributor in my old guild all the time, and I was playing an unhealthy amount to, for basically
make up
the
for him.
that they were putting in. It was not working out for me. So I literally only have 15 shards at this point, I think.
Okay, well, I'm glad you joined our guild because we've got plenty to go around. I'm totally fine with you taking first in the Rancor raid all the time. I don't need the shards.
Well, I don't know how other people would feel about that. I don't want to cheap anybody else out.
Well, I mean, we've been doing it for a while. I'm pretty sure most people in our guild have him already, so I think you're good. 7-star Captain Han Solo!
Yes, sir. And I fucked up the Rolo mission today. I'm so sorry.
You're probably one of the only ones who can do it, so, I mean, we don't really care, I guess, but...
No, I know. That makes it even more important. That makes everything matter.
Well, then, how dare you? You have 7-star Thrawn. Nice. I got him 6. I finally got him 6. I got him 6 stars. I don't have him 7.
Yeah. So I actually watched a little bit of your stream today in preparation for this. I watched a little bit of your stream to watch kind of how you did it.
Oh, cool.
I didn't see how you eventually beat him. I just saw you kind of get a little fed up. Did you actually beat him on the stream, or did you do it at a later time?
I did it later. What I did was, you really need Chopper for it, in my opinion.
Okay.
So he's not quite 7 stars for me. I had him at 6, but once I put him in, everybody was way more tanky, and I did it fairly easily.
For sure. You'll notice I don't even have Sabine at all. Like I have her, but she's not geared.
Honestly, I think you're okay with that. I kind of regret upgrading her because I heard she's good. She is good, but
She's good for single target.
Once the second rework for the Phoenix came, with Chopper being much better, honestly, like, you kind of need him now.
Those assists.
Yeah, it's really nice. And then you pretty much have to have Hera, so let's see. Ezra is great on his own. And then Kanan, Zeb, I like Zeb's kit, and I heard he can, with a Zeta, he's actually pretty beastly. Oh, you have 7-star Jin. That's nice. Do you have, let's see, you have Baze. I'm working on Baze. I think I just got him to 5 stars yesterday. So he's good. Let's see, what is your gear? He's gear, it doesn't say.
What, mine or yours?
Yours. Do you remember what gear your Baze is at?
My base is at 9.
9. I think mine, I got him to gear 10 yesterday as well. Sharut,
Yeah, I'm away.
he's 7 stars, but he's gear 9 still. Let's see, Kylo. So on my, I'll show you some of my mine too, but I just kind of want to look through yours a bit too. You've got some pretty good characters geared up. I think the way you're gearing everyone is pretty smart. You got Mother Talzin at 4, Chief Chirpa. Okay, cool. I think you're very smart for doing the Finn. I'll show you mine. I have a completely roided out resistance squad, and I'd love to show you them. They're my pride and joy. So, all right. So, pretty cool roster.
Oh, that's interesting. So from your perspective, you don't see the shards that I have on all these.
No, it's a little bit different.
That is interesting, and I wonder why they hide that. Because I would like to, if I clicked on somebody, it took me a second to realize, I'm watching the live stream, it took me a second to realize I was looking at my own characters here. Because I was like, wait, I have more shards than that on Baze. Oh, that must be his. But
that's weird. Yeah. Okay, so, oh, there was something else.
My mods are so embarrassing. Don't show those.
That's what I was going to point out. I was like, you do need to work on your mods a little bit. What are you spending your Cantina energy on?
So if you'll notice, I'm almost completely all the characters unlocked. I have been using them to unlock them. Right now I'm farming Finn. All I have left from Cantina farm is B2. So I think I'm going to get Finn to 7 stars, B2, and then I'm going to start working on mods. It's just so my strategy has been basically that I want to unlock as many people as I can and level them up to 50 gear 4, whatever the blue one is, just because that will increase overall GP, which will help out in territory battles, which will in turn get better rewards for everybody, et cetera, et cetera. So I've been kind of systematically going through all my characters and leveling them up that way. I know it's not super efficient, especially when you should focus on a core team, but honestly, it's fun, and that's how I like to play. So that's how I'm doing it, at least.
Yeah, I think it's pretty smart. Oh, you have Kylo Zeta, nice. Yeah, who do you have Zeta? So you have R2, Vader, Kylo,
and that's it. I only have 3 Zetas as of now.
Okay, well those are good. Those are good, solid Zetas.
Yeah, I'm glad that. Do you use Star Wars or SWGOH.gg?
Sometimes I like the YouTubers, like everyone's loves watching mobile gamer and Arnold.
Yeah,
they're great.
The reason I bring that up is they actually have a Zeta report, so it'll actually tell you where players are putting their Zetas. And currently the top 4 are, and I'll actually post this in the YouTube here, so that way, can't, all right. You can't post those in chat, but I can send it to you and you can relay it here. Hang on. So the top 4 right now are Vader, R2, Kylo, and Darth Maul, followed by Commander Luke, and then Qui-Gon. So that's like the top 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting to see kind of how many people put Zetas on what and what ability it is. It's if you're a data nerd like I am, it's always fun to kind of check these things out.
All of Commander Luke's are on here.
Yeah.
God, he's so, man.
Did you didn't unlock him when he came around, did you?
No, not the first time. I had everyone ready except for old Ben.
Yeah, same here. I think that kind of took, even though like there was ample warning, I feel it kind of took everyone still by surprise.
Yeah, I'm working on him right now. That's where I'm putting, with the Cantina energy, you got to be very sparingly. Okay, so here's what I'm doing with my roster. So I've got my roster pulled up right now. R2 is my highest. I just gave him a double Zeta recently, my last Zeta with him, with a combat analysis, because, okay, so my resistance squad, actually, you know what, I'll do an arena battle. I can't guarantee I'll win, but so I'm actually running Resistance Squad in Arena because they're just kind of like some of my best squad, and they were actually performing better than my Sith squad. I had a Zeta Maul squad, um, and they were performing better than them, even though like they suck on defense. Um, so I was like, you know what? I'll just screw it. I'm just gonna have them in there. It's a lot of it can be chance anyway. Actually, you know what? I'll fight this guy Chesterfield. He's got supposedly a better resistance squad. Well, he's got a couple of Gear 12 characters. I don't have any Gear 12. I haven't been working on that. But I'll show you some of my guys. So I've got Zeta Finn. I have Zeta Ray. And Zeta Ray, if you don't know, is a fucking beast. She hits on average like over 40,000 per hit.
Damn.
And she can hit way more than that too. She can hit over 60,000 if she has offense up and advantage, which happens often. I've seen her one shot like a completely full health, full protection Nihilus just obliterate people of like who are fairly tanky in like one shot. She is so key for getting like crazy damage. Like the actually, you know what? Let me see if I can pull that up. I've got a picture of the last raid that we just did with the let's see, where is that? I guess it's here. Okay, so the highest tank raid damage I got was almost 9 million damage in the second phase, with Ray doing 3.5 million herself. She just does so much. It's so nice. Okay, so I've got double Zeta on R2 since he's in there. He helps everyone. And then, yeah, so it's just one Zeta on Finn, one on Ray, and then two on R2. And I just threw that extra one on there just because I'm like, well, I use them so often anyway, I might as well just have that. So let's do this. So my pose very fast. I'm going to put... So, yeah, you do know how they work, right?
Yeah.
I don't have to explain it.
Gets turn meter. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, honestly, sometimes it's literally just luck of the draw, whether you apply your expose and everything to characters. So, like with this battle, it's going very well. And I can hit everyone. So I've got full turn meter on everyone. I'm just going to stun anyone close to getting turn meter or kill them. Yeah, so this is, I'm going to win this one. But sometimes I'll use, like Finn's taunt, and he won't apply any debuffs to anyone. And then I lose. So sometimes that happens. Sometimes it's just purely chance. There, it just happened right there. If you're watching, you'll see it soon. I didn't apply any buffs or debuffs. So with Ray, actually, so the reason why Ray is... If you run the Resistance Squad in Galactic War, you really, really, really want to Zeta Ray. And the reason for that is that she applies daze when she uses a special ability. The reason that's so key is because in Galactic War, your biggest threat is anyone who gains turn meter from getting hit. So if you face against, like, a Nightmare squad for you would be like a Wreck squad. There's other characters who will do that too. So let's see, Royal Guard gets turn meter. Savage is tricky, but you can disable him if you get buff immunity and daze on him, then he's useless. There are other characters who get turned, like Commander Luke Skywalker's a Nightmare. But if you have a Zeta Ray, you can just tag them with daze, and now they're useless, and then you can continue on your rampage. So it's really key for completing Galactic Wars. I actually have one. I could run through it, but I mean that would take a lot of concentration too. With Galactic Wars, I know that's kind of the controversy right now, is that it's really hard. There's tons of Commander Luke Skywalkers. I imagine...
I don't know what people are doing wrong. I haven't run into any major issues yet with it. I'm able to complete all 12 nodes every day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't, maybe my power level of my people isn't high enough. I don't know. But I haven't really been been having a whole lot of trouble with it.
Um, I'm gonna kind of throw out there also that Chase is still a really kind of overpowered combo in my opinion. They're
Yep.
very, very good. And do you just use your main Rebel squad to complete the Galactic War like the whole way through, or do you use multiple squads?
I use so I can mindlessly do it. I use my um, Imperial Sith squad. Like I use Palpatine as lead, and Vader Thrawn is in there. Palpatine and Kylo, and I just kind of mop the floor with those up until about halfway through. I think I have to pay attention maybe one time, and then towards the end of it, they all kind of get killed off one by one, and then I eventually just bring in my A team and wipe them out. So
Okay, so most of the grunt work's done by like a dark side team, and then later you use your better Rebel squad and clean up.
yeah, and they're not even that geared. So yeah,
All right, so I'm kind of attributing some of that to maybe power level. Maybe that has something to do with it, but also just Chase. That's why I'm gearing them. Once I realized that Chase was going to be like really OP, once I saw that, I'm like, okay, all the resources going to them, and then I'll be good with rebels. With my strategy, I do kind of take a while for mine. I could just use my resistance squad and go through the entire thing, but once in a rare while, because with Galactic War, the random number generator and everything, sometimes it just does not go in your favor. I've had some battles where you face off against a Commander Luke team or three Commander Luke teams in a row. Those are fun days. And like my Poe won't apply any debuffs to anyone. I can't get expose off and anything, so I can't even use my resistance squad just because of the random number generator. So what I like to do, I have a strategy that I like to use. Most of the time, I'd say almost like 99% of the time, I don't have to use it, but in that 1% of the time I can use it, it will allow me to win all the time. What I'll do is I have a bunch of squads that I have preset for Galactic War. I've got a droid squad, a kind of like a random people squad. Let's see, I've got a Empire squad, a Sith squad, Resistance squad, and two Rebel squads. And what I like to do is during the early stages where Galactic War is easy, I'll send in each squad to like finish one of those phases. So that way, then the reason I do that is that way each squad will have turn meter by the time they're done, which means
right.
if I throw them in at like one of the harder nodes, they're already going to have turn meter and have an advantage. So they'll be able to get their alts off or their special abilities. And I also try not to use a lot of special abilities, or at least the good ones, well, I send them in with the early matches. So that way, if I have to send them in later to be like cannon fodder, they're going to have some of their special abilities and be able to perform better. And that works really well. So I can soften up some of the harder battles or use them to clean up harder battles. So yes, I found that's very effective for that.
Yeah, I mean, one other thing too, try Phoenix.
Oh, I
I
heard
forgot,
about them being good.
I forgot to mention Phoenix. I can basically basic attack on auto all the way through halfway. Um, if I'm being pretty careless. It's a great team. Like I don't know what people's hang up is. I mean, now they have basically made them a lot more robust in the game, right? So they've given them special nodes in Galactic War. They have made them a requirement for one of those battles events, and Thrawn. So I mean, they are slowly carving out their own space for their utility.
Yeah, it seems like that. I mean, they are fairly good when you have them Zetaed, but they require a lot of Zetas.
Yeah, well, I mean, even without Zetas, they're pretty solid team.
Okay, so you don't necessarily have to have them there. Okay,
Don't have any of mine Zetaed, and they're pretty rock solid.
excellent. That's good to hear. I don't want to Zeta any of them. I don't like them, but it seems like we have to use them. Did you watch the Rebel show?
I do.
Okay, so I mean, what are your general thoughts about that show?
So I really liked it first season. Second season was good, but not as good as the first season, in my opinion. And then third season kind of lost its way. But season 4, which is the final season, has been absolutely some of the best animation on TV, in my opinion. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, I would say, I think my issue with it is that it slowly departed from feeling like Star Wars, where that first season just really felt like Star Wars. They were using a lot of the classic shots. They were not jumping, with superhuman Jedi strength. Like, I don't know. I'm not a. I'm not. I understand that force jumping is part of the canon and blah blah blah, but it just didn't feel like they were going for the original trilogy vibes, and over time, I think, especially with the fourth season, they're getting back to those vibes. Like, we're on Yavin 4 now, and it feels original trilogy to me. It feels very lined up with Rogue One, and it feels good.
It's lined up with Rogue One?
It's right before Rogue One, yeah. So we're seeing what's happening right before Rogue One.
Actually, now I'm actually a little bit more interested. I didn't officially watch any of the shows like the Clone Wars or Rebels. I watched some clips of Rebels. I really actually did not like it. I feel like it is more kind of directed towards kids. They do have moments where they, get into some heavier stuff. But honestly, I'm like, for example, when it comes to Force Awakens versus Rogue One, I enjoyed Rogue One a lot more because it was kind of darker. I tend to gravitate towards darker stuff when it seems too Disney or too PG, in my opinion. I really didn't like Force Awakens that much. It felt like a Star Wars movie. They did great with the atmosphere and all that kind of stuff, but as far as like content, I didn't really enjoy it. I thought it was kind of boring. Rogue One, I really enjoyed Rogue One. Except for a couple scenes, like the scene where they bumped into the guy who was like, I have a death planet on 12, or the death sentence on 12 systems. They literally bump into him, like literally bump into him. I'm like, you couldn't just have him in the background or something? Like,
Yeah.
come on. It's a little too cheesy for my tastes.
There were some cameos that made a lot of sense, though, like having Red Leader in there, Garvin Dryce. They actually took footage from the original film that was cut, and they spliced it in. And that was, at least for a super fan, it was one of those ones like, oh, they do care.
Yeah, that stuff was nice. So yeah. Anyway, also Night Sisters.
Yeah, I'm excited. You can already see I'm like buffing up my towels in there.
Yeah, the Night Sisters. I have a good Asajj. She's actually gear 10. That was from way back in the day where my squad was like, Phasma was the popular lead. I had Asajj and I actually had First Order TIE Pilot. He is actually who was one of my buffest characters for a long time. I hardly ever use him, but he's good. Not as good as he used to be. He used to be a boss, part of the meta, but not quite anymore. And I actually, back early in the day, I used crystals and bought his shards with crystals almost exclusively way back in the day when I didn't realize that I should not be doing that. But I have him, and he's pretty buff. He's not Zetaed. I don't really want to Zeta him. But he's there. He's gear 11 and mostly maxed out, so whatever. Let's see. With Night Sisters, I think it's really cool. They're definitely very cool. I heard there's like a lot of Scooby-Doo memes going around and Ghostbuster stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Ghostbuster.
I'm really excited. I'm really excited.
I don't know how I feel about them being part of the meta, which I know they're going to be. They're very good.
It feels that way, especially with Zombie and Mother Talzin's Plague.
Yeah. And did you see the whole like exploit with Night Sister Acolyte and Zombie?
So I read about it, but I don't know the mechanics behind it. Why don't you break it down?
So Night Sister, so with zombie, it always comes back whenever, if there's another Night Sister alive. If Night Sister Acolyte is there and she's always invis, and the other enemy team can't hit anyone that's invis, they pretty much auto lose because they can wail on zombie and kill it as many times as they want, but it's just gonna revive infinitely. So if they can't get Night Sister Initiate, then they lose.
Well, it seems to me that the way around that would be what area of effect.
Yes. So I saw one person, like if you have R2, eventually that burning will add up. But
Right.
if you don't have area of effect and you can't like unstealth the other person, you just lose, or you'll at least time out or something. So
Yeah,
that's pretty powerful.
there are three things on my arena team that could effectively damage that though. So you have you have Baze with his AOE dispel. You have I understand that zombie will get the taunt right away, but you at least get rid of stealth and can target them in that same turn if one of your squad members have enough turn meter to go before zombie. So that's one. You also have Wedge's AoE and R2's burn. So that's three ways that you can damage that acolyte. So I don't really see it as being super overpowered as everyone's saying. I'd be curious to see how it works in practice.
There are definitely plenty of ways to get around it. I think for some squads though, they are going to get screwed, and it's going to force them to change something up if they want to battle that meta. They might just not do anything, and then with other squads that might be plenty effective. So actually, I found out with my resistance squad, facing against Maul squads, I'm actually fairly weak against them. If they get to go at all, like if Maul uses his special ability, it's almost game over for me instantly in arena. If he puts daze on my characters, they can't gain turn meter anymore. Then they pretty much just insta lose. So I actually usually avoid them during arena. Commander Luke Skywalker, I actually am not too afraid of fighting him in arena. I can get him pretty easily. I found out. I was afraid for a while, but then Rex squads I do avoid. They are the bane of resistance. Everyone else, though, I'm not super scared of them for offense, honestly. But, oh, actually, you know what? Zeta Qui-Gon is a problem because,
That one's
yeah,
pretty rough.
yeah. I saw this other team. I think his name is Father Toast, and he has a maxed out Rogue One team with like Jin lead, K2SO, Cassian, and then Chase, and it's pretty good. They start with tons of buffs, lots of tenacity. They have two different tanks to like help spread out the damage. It works really well. It's pretty good against resistance. I kind of like that. I would like to have that because you need that for the
Territory battle.
yeah. So
My Rogue One. So I've been working on Cassian and K2 and Baze and Chirrut, obviously, and then Jin is already at 7 stars. So that's going to be my Rogue One team there.
how do you feel like you have enough characters to complete like all the territory battles? So like this one, right now we're on. Excuse me. We've got one light side battle, two light side battles, one Rebels exclusive. So we've got three different battles. Do you have enough characters to even do that?
I have enough characters to at least put them in and get to like wave 3. I use 2 teams can usually clear to tier 6 for me, which is my arena team and Phoenix.
Nice.
Yeah, and I can usually get to tier 3 or 4 with a couple other combinations of rebels. God, that pisses me off. So what happened earlier is that I went in with another team that was like the preset, and obviously once you get in, you can't get out and retry. So I I ended up losing all my people like wave 1. So, and it's only 3 waves. And so, but if I put in Wedge, Biggs, and R2, it would have been done, and we all would have got a shard.
Actually, I still have 3 combat missions to do. I did the top one with the ships. I also have to do like the platoons. I want to check these out. Oh, this one only needs 1. What do I need? My chase? Or my bays? I don't. Oh, 2 bases. 3 bases.
I know. And Baze is what I use for actually, beating the thing. So,
I'm gonna have to
yeah,
think
it's
about
awesome.
that. I might be able to get away without using them, but okay. Actually, I'll do one while we're talking. I'm gonna do this one, which is the Rebels, where you need Hoth Rebel Scout. Mine.
Don't do it yet. Hold off until somebody else puts their Baze in, so that way you at least know that we can get. What I'm saying is wait till there's 3 out of 6 done, so that way you can lock in a Baze and get another one done for the next tier of the buff.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Okay, so I want to hold off on adding the platoon stuff.
Yeah, just hold off until you see we're at like 3 of 6 on the. I think it's the one with Baze. What I'm watching is a little bit lagged, so I'm not sure which one.
Okay.
I'm checking on my end here.
Let's see. So the combat mission with Hoth Rebel Scout has 1. So I haven't upgraded my Hoth Rebel Scout at all. So usually I'll just send in my best 4 rebels that have good synergy to help complete that. I can usually complete it actually. I haven't really been working on the Hoth Rebel Scout. I'm not interested in getting like the Leia or the Han, like the special ones, the Hoth flavored ones. I'm not really interested in doing that, to be honest.
So reason being I'm interested is because we all knew what it took for Commander Luke. And I'm wondering if Rolo and Captain Han and Hermit Yoda are going to be required for the next one.
That sounds infuriating.
Yeah, it does, right? But I mean, that character, if it is a thing, would require you to have about 10 7-star characters at level 85 that have special requirements. Like that's a lot, actually more than that, because R2 requires 5 Empire. So you would need probably like 15 characters to get this one character, and it better be fucking worth it. Like that's that's where I'm at.
Man, one thing they do in this game, like I know they do need to make money in this game. That's their main point. So there's been a lot of complaints about events coming up too soon and people not being ready for them. And then I'm sure like the people from Galaxy of Heroes are saying, oh, man, we're sorry about that. But you know what? If you look in that store right there, there's some packs where you can pay some money and upgrade your characters. Maybe you should give that a look at. Give it a little look-see. And I'm like, yeah, they mean to do that sometimes. Like they don't give you too much notice where you can't prepare your characters fully because they want you to buy the packs. So I think they're doing it intentionally. But I mean, can you really blame them? They are trying to make money, and that is a very clever way of doing it. But I don't know. It seems a little scummy to me. But you know what? I'm fine with waiting. Actually, so just to shift topics a little bit, I'm going to do this event where I have a Hoth Rebel Scout who's going to die, but I need to bring 4 Rebel characters in that have good synergy that might be able to complete a node by themselves without a 5th character. And I've got my roster here, so you can look at it. Who do you think I should bring in?
Lando, Akbar, Raidhan?
So and the leader being Akbar? At speed would be nice.
Well, Lando has speed too.
Oh yeah, he has a little speed and some crit damage. I haven't really tried him. Maybe I should. So if I do him,
he's great AoE, at least for these waves, because there's so many enemies. And if you pair that with Akbar, Akbar uses their his special. I forget what it's called. It's his. You get to go again ability. 100% turn meter. Use that and then use Lando with that, and then you get to crit everybody basically twice with an AoE, and it wipes them.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So with this, I do need someone to absorb all the damage. I have my Stormtrooper Han. He's pretty good. I could maybe use R2 as well, and he'd make the other characters better.
Yeah. R2 would it depends on if you have a B squad. Like, are you going to use sort of my arena layout as another team?
Yeah, I could do like Wiggs and Chase, and then whoever else is left over. I don't care. I've got enough for 2 rebel squads.
Yeah, that one, at least for me. Although R2's on your resistance team, so it's a little hard for you.
Oh, I don't need him with the territory battles. I can use resistance pilot, and she's great.
Maybe on this team, maybe do Leia for the crit chance. Is it crit damage? I forget what Leia does.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I won't have a tank if I bring her.
That's right. Save R2 for the Wiggs Chase team. That seems to be a pretty good combo, at least for me. In my experience, I can wipe all six waves, no problem. Maybe Stormtrooper Han.
Yeah, I'm thinking Han. I'm gonna try Han. Okay, so Lando lead. Yeah, I think I'll try this. We'll see what happens. All right, here we go. Other things that we can talk about. So we showed off some of our rosters, not everything, but a lot. We talked about some of our opinions about the movies and the TV shows. One thing I do want to talk about. I'll save the complaining for later. We're going to get to that. But while I'm doing this and using a little, well, we're going to get to the complaining, believe me. But before we get to that, I would like you, so this way I can focus a little bit on the territory battle. You can talk about some quality of life updates that you think would improve the game.
Yeah, sure. So just to give your listeners or watchers, viewers, what are they called?
I don't care.
Just give these guys some background. What I do in my everyday life, as I mentioned at the top of the show, I'm a human factors practitioner. I'm a human factors engineer. We basically use science to inform design to make it easier to use for the human. And, we've seen a lot of... Basically, what my job entails is doing things like what you saw in the last quality of life update, right? They added specific things like the multi-sim for all the challenges. Now you don't have to click more buttons, right? It's just one button, click them all. And I forget what else they added in that last quality of life update. Do you remember specifically what it was?
Was it the speed that you could do battles?
I'm not sure. I'm looking up the patch notes for it.
The speed is really nice. I haven't, once the ×4 speed came out, I haven't gone back any slower. You can't go back once you do ×4 speed. It just seems slow motion. It's sickening.
Yeah, that's right. that was a huge improvement, and that derived from a lot of complaints about not being able to complete fleet arena or regular arena when you had these prolonged fights between very survivable teams, and that was a really great update as well. Did they add the auto battles in there, or was
that's been in the game since the beginning, as far as I know.
Okay. Let's see here. Oh, the other thing is you used to have to click every upgrade material and pop it in, and now you can just set the level and level up. So
yeah, that's great.
There's a lot, and I know these changes are kind of a fact of life now, but I wanted to bring these up because they are listening to feedback, and I know there's a lot of criticisms, and we can get into those later. Like you said, there's a lot of criticisms, but I'm going to kind of play devil's advocate, or in this case, CG's advocate. So they are the people behind this game. You have to understand their goal is to provide a game that you're going to enjoy playing. Because if you don't enjoy playing it, then they're not going to make money, right? And they're not doing their jobs effectively.
No, I lost. I lost on like
Oh, did you?
wave 4 or wave 4. Oh, that's terrible. I've done way better than that before.
Hang on, I have to see what happened.
Yeah, you'll see it. It's well, once I lost Raid Han, it all went downhill. All that
Yeah,
bonus attack and counter attack is killer. Ooh,
yeah. Let's.
um,
It's almost at the part here.
I'll do much better with my other one. Oh, mine's not even live. There it is, live. Okay, actually, you know what? Speaking of quality of life update, I want to show you a little something. One actually main reason why I did this game on the PC is so I could do this little trick, and I also used it in my Galaxy of Hero video in a nutshell, or that video. So you know with Bronzium data packs, you know how you have like a billion ally points?
Oh yeah, you set up a macro to just click, 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 click.
Yep.
Yeah, I did that too.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I mean, I installed BlueStacks just to do that, and then once I was done, I kept playing on my phone. Yeah, that would be a great quality of life update. Along with that, there are a couple other things, right? People have been asking for the arena refresh to be, or the arena selection to be more just let me see my range and let me pick from that range instead of having to refresh. There are a couple other things behind the scenes that they could do, such as implementing a check with the server to see if that opponent is in battle before you even go and select your squad as a counter squad to what they are, right? So that way you don't waste all this time setting up your stuff before you get in. It automatically tells you either you're in battle or your opponent's in battle before you get to that select screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Along the same lines, I think those same quality of life updates could be implemented in Arena as well, or Guild Ship Arena. And I want to get on the topic of sim tickets.
Oh,
so,
yeah, yes, please.
Yeah, so I think one good quality of life update would be obviously bring those sim tickets to fleet, right?
Ooh.
Fleet challenges. Because
Yeah.
right now you have to go in and manually do it still. It's still the old way. And I don't know why they didn't implement that with that as well. And my suspicion is that it has to do with the fact that you can unlock shards in those. So you'd have to complete all the or all the challenges that award you shards before you can do that. I don't know. You have 6-star endurance, I saw. Does that get rid of the challenge when you go in there, or is that does it still show up but just as completed?
It does not show up once you complete. Once you get to 6 stars, it doesn't show up anymore. I didn't get a 6-star endurance because I wanted a 6-star endurance. I did it because I had enough light side chips and I wanted to save my money for something else, which is going to be our next topic, but I'm not going to get into it.
Sure. So along with the sim tickets, I think there are a couple other instances in the game that would benefit from sim tickets. Now, I know you had mentioned earlier that this game is a time sink. And I will attest to that. So one of the biggest points of, or one of the biggest time sinks, if you will, is for guilds to complete these raids that they have done a million times and they are capable of doing, especially in the case of the hard AAT raid. I know we can't quite do that one yet. Potentially, if we had some coordination and were able to try it again, I think we could probably handle it at this point. But one thing I think sim tickets could do is perhaps sim the raids. And I know that sounds like, wow, that's okay. But even if it was just simming the Rancor raid once one of your people in the guild can auto solo it, or just solo it in general, like once they have done all that damage and they've recorded all that damage in the leaderboard, then the game goes, okay, you can sim this. Also,
Ooh,
I
that's
know
interesting.
that would be a huge saver. In addition to that, with raids, I think some good ideas could come from perhaps automatically registering 0 on raids and making the rewards similar to territory battles, to where you don't necessarily have to play. If you do play, you get more rewards, but just being in a guild would be enough of a benefit to get them, right?
Yes, I did hear there's been controversy around that. They don't like that system. They love the territory battle system much better, that they want to change it.
Yeah, so that would be a wonderful addition, I think. Um, and it would be a little bit more tricky for the AAT raid, only because not one person can solo it. But if you were able to sim phases, right? Like one person can solo a phase in one turn, that might be an appropriate. And who knows? Maybe the Rancor raid is the same way. Maybe if you can solo a phase, you can sim that phase, right? And pretty much everyone can solo a phase in the Rancor, so whatever. That's a giveaway. But it's really the AAT raid that's the difficulty, right? That's the hard one. So I don't know. There's a couple ideas floating around out there. I'm regurgitating a lot of them, but only because I agree with them. And doing what I do on a daily basis, I see a lot of opportunities for places where they can do these things. We've already seen like the debuff and buff counter being implemented in some of the test builds. So when there's multiple stacks of dots or hots on somebody, they've condensed them down into one with just a number. So we know that's coming. And that was another quality of life issue because those cluttered the screen.
Oh, thank God.
It's on its way.
Yes. I'm excited. Also, did you see me fucking ruin that territory battle with the resistance?
I did, but it wasn't on auto, so.
That's true. Are you bragging? You had yours. You do yours on auto?
I do. Yeah, I'm able to complete one with my arena squad on
No
auto.
way.
Yeah. I mean, I still babysit and tap the
Okay.
commanders first.
Okay. Yeah. You're so confident with that. You know what? I'm going to take the same squad in. This is it. This is what you've done. Here we go. I'm doing Chays. I'm doing Wigs. My wedge is kind of underpowered. He's like geared 9 maybe. But my R2's double zated and my bays. Here we go. We're going to auto the battle.
Oh, we're doing this.
We're gonna auto the battle because this team's good, right?
It's pretty good.
Let's see what happens.
You should see what happens.
Look at me. I'm Mr. Nick. I'm so confident in my team that I could just auto anything because I have rebels.
Your R2 is modded for potency, though. Yeah,
that's true because I used him for something. Why did I have him for potency? Because I wanted my resistance squad to have more potency so they could hit those exposes more often. But I also found out that when I did that, I didn't see a noticeable difference. I kind of want to remod him.
Just by the way, you want to... I still babysit, and I target the commanders first.
Okay.
But
so it's not completely like that. Okay. All right. Okay.
I did say that. But I wonder if you could completely auto.
You know what? We're trying it. This is it. This is it. I've never tried it before, so let's do it. Anything for viewers, right? We've got 3 probe droids. I'm actually really scared. I stopped it for a second. Should I work on them because they can explode people, right?
Yeah, but you have AoE. You have Baze, Wig, or
do you think I should I try knocking out some of the probe droids, or should I finish off this captain guy, or the guy with the death thing?
Always focus commanders first. So is the guy next to him a commander?
No, that's ops, and then snow trooper, but he's got one of the skulls on him.
Okay. Yeah. Always focus the commanders, even if they're not the skull.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try.
They apply buffs to everyone.
I'm gonna try knocking out these probe droids. Nice, I got that. Ha ha ha! Screw you guys.
I'm
Okay,
still.
so it's still pretty good. I do want to kill these probe droids before they do any funny business. There we go. Okay, now I'll auto. Back to auto. Actually, no, maybe I should have tried just complete fully auto and see what happens.
Yeah, I bet you
Wait,
could have.
commander. Okay, I targeted the commander. Let's see if we can get him out before... Nope. Taunt.
It's okay. If you're on auto, they will AoE. So maybe they'll be able to take him out.
So, I noticed some of the people will counterattack and get all these crazy bonus attacks just based off one counterattack, and then other times they won't. Is there any rhyme or reason to that, or am I not paying close enough attention?
I don't know. So I think perhaps some of the enemy units have that ability. Like, I don't know. I'd have to look at Stormtrooper and Snowtrooper. They don't have counter on them, do they?
These ones are specifically different, and I don't see any rhyme or reason to it. Also, like with the taunting, like somebody will just randomly taunt, and I don't know why.
Yeah. So that yeah. To me, it's just event units. Oh, and you want to target the one with the backpack over everything else.
Oh yeah, just fuck those
'Cause
guys.
They hit. Fuck them. Yeah.
I'm probably gonna... I might lose this one. Oh, look at all that counter and bonus stack. Oh, there he goes. Here comes the apocalypse. I'm just gonna auto. I don't want to micromanage. You guys play by yourselves. No, there goes Wedge. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna complete it.
Yeah. I just saw your phase go down.
I should have micromanaged probably, but I can't... I don't know. Again, time vampire. I don't want to use all my time with that. I want to do other things with my life. I've got other games to play.
As long as we're talking about simming, why don't we just sim these? Once you've done it, 6-star or 3 stars, 6 out of 6,
I think that's a fantastic idea, and the reason why is because if they want to save any sort of time or like add any more content to this game without making people literal slaves, they have to start adding, like finding ways to reduce time spent on this game. The simming tickets, maybe even make that like a commodity. Like if they do want to make money, I hate to do this, but if they do want to make money on it, like just have like a special like territory battle sim ticket, and special sim tickets that are like actually cost money or something that you can pay to not do it. I don't know if that's something people would want, but they might be able to make money off that, so that's why I'm suggesting
yeah, they
it.
could. People pay for convenience.
Oh yeah, they do. Let's see. Okay, I have to deploy as well. So we got 1 star there and 1 star there, so I guess it doesn't really matter. I'll deploy, let's see, 27, probably bottom. That's closer to 2 stars. Oh, can I platoon mission anything? I can do 1 here. But it doesn't matter because we need 2 bays.
At
Okay,
least you get that bonus, right?
we're going to play a game. It's called, I ask you questions and you're going to play yes or no. Here's the game. Later in the territory battles, if you look at some of the platoon missions, oh, it does let me enter. Oh no, but it won't let me see them. Oh, that crap. Okay.
Well, because they're randomized.
What?
The platoon missions are randomized.
Oh. That kind of ruins my game.
Okay.
Fuck.
Sorry.
Okay, well, actually, you know what? That does make me feel a lot better. So, in either 5 or maybe 6 or something, one of the last, I think probably 5, the territory battles, there was one where they, or one of the platoon things, where they had
4 Lobots.
7 people in our guild needed to have 7-star Lobots. And
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, I'm like, all right, is Lobot useful in almost any aspect of this game?
If you're running a droid team, maybe.
Is he a popular character in this game or in movies?
No.
Why?
What if he was required for Jedi Luke?
I would probably flush my phone down the toilet.
Time for an upgrade anyway.
It just that's yeah, honestly. Yeah. Um I don't know why. Okay, that makes me feel so much better that it's randomized, but I just that's not right. It's not right. Oh, we do have enough for a Rancor raid. Uh,
Ooh.
let's see. So we last time we did that was 7:30. So we alternate between 7:30 p.m. and 3 p.m. So I'm gonna have to make an announcement after I do the guild Discord announcement. I'll do an announcement for tomorrow at 3 p.m. Uh, heroic Rancor raid. That's what we'll do. That's how I do it.
Ass.
Do you have a thing tomorrow at 3 p.m.?
Oh no, no, I get off work at 3, so it actually works out well. I just put my Zeta Vader, Thrawn, Tarkin, Jin, and TIE Fighter pilot team on auto, and I get around 2.5.
Oh, that's nice being able to
Yeah.
auto it. I still have to micromanage. I'll show you my team. Uh, no, I'll just go into it. No, wait. How do I access it? Squad Arena. I'll click Battle, but then I'll click Select Squad, Rancor 8. There we go. So I have Tebow
Yeah.
lead.
How about a
Um,
way to access your squads from just the main screen? That would be a great quality of life update.
hmm, I agree. I've got Tebow, Teebs. Nobody calls him Teebs. I've got Phasma, Qui-Gon, because why not? And then I had Chewbacca, but I replaced him with Ewok Scout because he's does the same thing except he's faster and does way more damage and has synergies with Tebow. And then I have TIE Pilot for that tenacity down. He's pretty good, so that can get me a lot. I think the last Rancor raid that we had, I just for kicks, usually what happens is I get bored and I just end up autoing it after a while. But I've never tried to go as far as I could. So last time we played the Rancor raid, I did go as far as I could, and I got. Let's see if it'll tell me. Oh, I think I took a screenshot too, so I could look at that. Last time I got 5 million, so that's pretty good. But the thing is, I had to click everything, and I couldn't auto it. So
Mm.
I just did that just that one time so I could say how far I could go. 5 million. I'm fine with that. I don't want to do that again. I'm just literally going to throw them into auto from now on. And I want other people to do better than me because I want them to get the shard. So like you, I want you to get that 7-star raid Han so that your squad will be fucking incredible. Actually, would you take out R2 to put in raid Han?
I don't know. So I would like to build a CLS Raid Han R2
Oh yeah.
Nihilist, one of those teams.
Mm.
So I'm actually working on Nihilist right now, but um, it's a slow grind. Holy moly!
Oh,
Uh,
I recently got him to 7 stars, and it literally took the super slow grind. It took forever, and I didn't get
yeah.
him at the shard shop at all when he was available in there. So I just did the slow grind the whole time. Completed him recently. He's pretty awesome. I don't want to Zeta him actually though. I had this idea for a team. I didn't think it works now, but I had this wonderful, wonderful idea where I was gonna have a Zeta Nihilus lead. I was gonna have Zeta Savage, Zeta Dooku, Zeta Kylo, and just have like a bunch of like beefy Sith dark side kind of characters, or like maybe Vader, and then they just like wouldn't die because they're so beefy and just gain all their life back. That was my
Right.
original idea, but now with these like savage crit rebel squads that can destroy anyone, that wouldn't have even worked. Oh, on my to Zeta list, let me show you some people that I have on my list that I'm gonna Zeta. Oh, also, did I mention that I have Dooku Zetaed?
Oh no.
I regret that.
Yeah.
That was during my time that I wanted to do that squad. I Zetaed Dooku because I was using him my Sith squad, and it does make him better, but he's still just not very good. He's definitely annoying. He's very annoying, but you can still beat him. On my to Zeta list is Barris. She's 7-star gear 10, so she's ready. Barris is very solid.
Just a
Savage. Oh, go
quick
ahead.
note on that Dooku. You are one of 5,400 people who has Zeta Dooku.
Is that a lot or not a lot?
Well, to put it into perspective, there are 57,298 on Darth Vader.
Oh, okay. So I'm an idiot.
Well, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying you're part of an elite minority
An
that
elite group of idiots.
elite minority that has chosen to Zeta Dooku. Although, dude, Dooku is fucking annoying in the arena. Holy shit.
He's so annoying. I it's one of those things that you feel bad about when you do that and put him in there. You're like, I know what I'm doing. I'm an asshole.
It-
So I do have Barris ready to go for Zeta. She can be very helpful. I kind of
okay.
want. I also have like a, let's see, Gear 10 Rex. I haven't. I upgraded him to this point. He's very usable right now. Haven't used him once.
Yeah, I started gearing Rex too, and then I was like, once Commander Luke came out, I stopped immediately because I was like, yeah, that's not gonna work.
My plan was to do the Rex, Chase, Zeta Barris, and then maybe Nihilus or something, and just be it's something good for defense and maybe Galactic War.
Right.
So I have that.
We need to get us GKs unlocked.
Wait, wait, what? GK?
We need ourselves some General Kenobis.
Oh, of course. Since yeah, everybody wants him. He's the best. I'd love to have him, obviously. Um, if we can get our guild to get organized a bit more, but honestly, mine's. I mean, it's more of a relaxed guild. It's kind of in between like being hardcore and being completely relaxed, where we don't care about anything. So like we
Right.
do participate. Everybody, most people in the guild participate and do shit, but it's not. We're not completely hardcore yet. I would love to
Oh,
be
yeah,
able
I'm
to
saying
do.
everyone would appreciate General Kenobi.
Yeah, I think that's enough motivation where people would be willing to congregate for that.
So I'm thinking about the math on this. You get what, 10 Kenobi shards per AAT raid, right?
5 for
Five.
most
Is it
for most.
5? I thought it was 10.
Number one contributor gets 10, and then it
So
trickles down.
I know Han shards scale. I don't think Kenobi shards scale.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So yeah, Kenobi shards you get. Oh, it's 6. Okay. So first place gets 11, second place gets 9, third place gets 7, and then everybody else who participates is 6.
Okay, I see that.
And then the Han, I think slowly.
That's where it's like 10, and then it trickles down. So it's just like Kenobi. They
Yeah.
do both do the same thing, except Kenobi is like one shard more, which is kind of nice. I think. Wait,
Yeah, you're
rewards. There we
guaranteed
go.
6 no matter where you place, which is really nice.
Okay. Well, yeah, it'll still take a while once we do that, but it's also going to cost a lot more
Yeah.
work. On my other Zeta list, Savage, he's very good Zeta for the Sith, and also with the first phase of the tank raid would be helpful if I could have him. Kylo is also on my list. He's Gear 10. He's ready to go for a Zeta. Let's see, who else?
Just did some quick math on that. So at 6 shards a raid, potentially more if you score high on the list, that is let's see here, 55 raids. So you'd have to do 55 raids at the minimum, posting 0 or more, to not unlock Kenobi, but get him to 7 stars, right? Which is okay. That's 55 raids. Assume you do about 2 a week, maybe 1.5 a week, right? So let's just divide that by 1.5 a week. You're looking at about 36 weeks. So just over half a year to get your Kenobi 7 stars. I know.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Well, something to work towards.
Well, it's I mean, he's playable at 5 stars.
Yeah. So what is that, 145? You get 6 a raid, so about 24 raids. So divide that by about 1.5. So about 16 weeks to unlock him. That's not bad. That's what, 4 months?
Yeah, 4 months. Yeah, it'll be real quick.
Real quick. I mean, that's incentive to get first place, right?
Don't hold your breath.
I know.
You could try. Actually, if you complete it, you'll get a world record. But you'll be dead.
That's true.
Good joke. Glad I made that. Let's backtrack and talk about something else. So so there's a couple things. I think there's one or two more things we could talk about before we wrap it up. I didn't want to go too late. It's getting closer to 8:30 now.
It's fine.
So before we do that, though, I really do have to go to the bathroom. All that large drink of whiskey is passing through, so I'm going to have to do that in a second. Is there anything maybe you could talk about while I'm away for a couple minutes?
Trying to think here.
So we did talk about some of the quality of life updates with the sim tickets and maybe more accessibility. We complained a little bit. We could probably do more of that. It's always something to complain about.
I don't like complaining a whole lot, but I can sure give it a try, and then you can go back and listen to the live stream and be like, oh, he was being very Canadian about everything. He was being very nice.
I'll do that, and as I'm away, I'll be like, Jeff, he's such a fucking just complain. So yeah, actually, maybe you could talk about maybe some Night Sister juicy stuff. That'd be interesting because that's coming up. So I'll put it on this screen, and then I'll be right back.
Sure. So let's see, Night Sisters. So I was able to actually go and unlock Mother Talzin with that event. Got her to 4 stars, 4.5 stars. I did pay for her because I saw the potential. I saw, oh boy, she has a unique ability that allows you to bypass protection, which a lot of people mod for. So I jumped right in on that, and I am sitting at 30 out of 65 shards. So, because I was able to complete the bonus tier and the regular tier, and I was able to refresh those. I spent a lot of crystals on her, and I don't regret it yet. I feel that I may if it turns out that she's no good, but I have a feeling that she will be really good, especially when paired with Zombie and Spirit. So we'll have to see for that. Let's see here. So I'm not quite sure on team comps yet. I think I'm going to run a Talzin lead with Daka and Ventress and Spirit and Zombie. And I feel like that, at least for me, is going to be the most effective one. In terms of farming, I'd be curious to see how everyone did on farming. I did okay with the double drops and everything. I got Acolyte to 5 stars from 2, which was pretty good. Let me pull up my Night Sisters here. It's unfortunate that you guys can't see this on the screen, but so I was able to get my Acolyte to 5 stars and Talia to 6 stars. Still haven't capped Talia yet. But I have been farming Ventress and Initiate for the past couple weeks with the anticipation of the Night Sisters.
And that's why Ventress is the best thing in the game.
Yeah.
Okay. Ventress. So you're farming Ventress.
No. I finished Ventress as soon as they said. So there's a podcast a couple months ago that said Night Sister rework, and I was like, oh, okay. Well, I'm not farming anyone else from arena shipments, so I'll just hop on that and slowly get her up to 7 stars, and it worked. So she is now at 7 stars, and I was doing the same thing for Initiate because I really wasn't farming anyone from Galactic War currency as well. So I have all. Let's see, I have 1, 2, 3 Night Sisters at 7 stars, Talia's at 6, and Acolytes at 5.
Oh wow!
Has 4. Yeah, so I really monopolize those double drops. I really save up for those double drops because, especially with Cantina, nodes, you get double drops on the currency as well. And that to me is pretty valuable, especially with Cassian's U-Wing in there now. I've been starting to farm that as well to tackle the home one.
Oh yeah, actually, let's discuss ships a little bit too. I'm interested in
Yeah.
that. So ships, a lot of people would say that it's gone stale for a long time because there's been only three fleet commanders, pretty much mostly a set amount of ships with various few kind of updates, kind of
Yeah, we saw
scattered
Kylo
around.
Shuttle,
We
Millennium Falcon, TIE Reaper come in later, but that was about 8, 9, 10 months ago. That was 10 months ago. That was right around the time of Rogue One.
So I'll show my roster while we're talking. I'm very surprised that they have Thrawn's ship coming
I
out.
agree.
I'm very surprised with that. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting something else. Let me pull that up for you, and I'm going to have you tell us what this means. If you look at the ship ability materials, you see on the green one there's an X-Wing. The purple one there's a TIE Fighter. The gold one there is a Star Destroyer. But on the blue one there's something fishy on that blue one. Could you lean in close to your screen and kind of tell me what do you see on that blue one?
Oh, well, that looks like a droid starfighter to me.
Why would there be a droid starfighter? There's not one in the game, you silly boy. Why do you think there's that one right there?
See, so that's interesting to me because droid starfighters, tri-fighters, and a couple of the prequel droid ships don't have pilots.
Hmm.
So that's interesting to me because if they have that as a hint, maybe, potentially, who knows? It could mean that there are going to be pilotless ships,
Hmm.
which would be cool. It would be nice to have, not to activate the pilot and just have the raw power built into the ship. I don't know. That's kind of cool.
So you brought up actually a couple things. So first of all, it is inevitable that we will be getting a droid capital ship eventually. We don't know when, but it is just a matter of when, not if. They have it in there. There are droid ships like in the data files. They're not complete, but also like if you look at the end of the raids, like the end of raid 4, or even in some of the backgrounds of some of the battles, you can see there's like the droid shuttle
Yes, they're in there.
ship. They're in there flying around, so they have the models. Grievous flies away in that one ship. We see him fly away, so he could get his own ship.
I think if Grievous got a ship, it would be a capital ship and it would be the Malevolence from the Clone Wars.
That would make the most sense. So, I won't spoil too much but I am making a video about a fantasy update that I want, and it's going to be using some special editing magic to make it look really cool. But on another note, one thing that I would love to see added to the game is, yes, the droid ships finally coming in, the droid or the CIS invasion, as it will. I think that would be really cool because, I mean, you get a whole bunch of ships, you get a new fleet ship, that'll really spice up the arena a bit. You can get some new characters, I think, to help pilot them, but also there's two different ways you could do it. So one, you could have like Grievous being like the commander of the ship. A lot of people have speculated that Newt Gunray could be a fleet commander. Have you heard anything about that?
I have not, but it makes sense, right, with some of those droid control ships.
So people say Newt Gunray is a great candidate as a commander because one, he's very accessible. You can get him with arena tokens. He's very farmable. He's
Mm.
been in the game for a while. He's borderline useless as for anything else. So having him as a fleet commander would mean he actually has some use. Uh, he was a commander of the droid control ship, which if they do come out with droid ships and they don't have pilots, that would make sense if he had his own special ship. In fact, they could release two different droid ships, one being Grievous's Malevolence and the other one being the droid control ship. That could be interesting. Another thing, let's see, so he does kind of need to be reworked, but honestly, I don't know if they're willing to do that. I mean, him being in the game, on the other hand, if you want to look at it, he probably shouldn't even be in the game, honestly. He never fought or did anything. He's not a popular character. I honestly don't think he should be in the game. But
I don't know. He was in from day one, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those weird kind of offshoot characters like Lobot, where you're like, oh, okay.
I don't. I mean, we could go on about like there. Shall we look at the misfits of Galaxy of Heroes? Shall we could say
Oh,
we've got good old Mob Enforcer
yeah, it's
from
called Galaxy Heroes,
nobody
not
fucking knows.
Galaxy of secondary characters.
It's
But I mean,
we've I joke about that in my my Galaxy of Heroes in a nutshell video. I look at the
oh, do you?
characters nobody knows. That's fun, but um, also with the Separatists, let me click the Separatist tag so we can filter this. So the
They just
Separatists,
need a rework just all over, and I think we might see those capital ships when they do eventually do a rework, because they've pretty much visited every faction aside from Tuscan and Separatist, right? Maybe
uh,
Droid.
yeah. So with the Separatists, if they do a Separatist like invasion kind of rework, or I mean update, where they add a capital ship, droid ships, do reworks and stuff, it's a lot of work, and I actually don't think they're going to be able to put all of it out because they would have to rework like the Geonosians, the droids, the separatists, making all of them sometimes like work together, and then also with the capital ship and all the new ships and stuff. Like it seems like a lot of work to be put into one update.
Yeah, they got a good team over there, though. I don't think it's too much, right? Because if you think about the Night Sister update, they had to rework several of the Night Sisters that existed, and we had 5 before, and they added 3 more. So that right there, you're looking at 2 more for this. I don't think it's that far out of the picture because they still want to sort of hug the initial intent of these, maybe just rework a couple of abilities. It's a lot easier to address those than it is to create an entirely new character, right?
Mm,
So the resources that they'd have to spend to this wouldn't be as heavy, I don't think, as you might think. And they've probably honestly thought a lot about this. And there's a lot of good ideas from the community out there on Reddit. But some additional characters that they could add is something like the B1 droid that we know there are models for in the game because we fight them in the tank raid.
yes.
Um, there are a couple other ones, specifically from the Clone Wars, that could be fun. There's a tactical droid. There's that spider commander dude, which I don't know.
Yeah, his name is Trench, Admiral Trench.
Yeah, that's it. And then yeah, I don't know. So there's a couple different ones that they can add to it, and I wonder if so. They've mentioned dark side territory battles, and they're being very tight-lipped about what that is going to entail. Now, wouldn't it be crazy if they made it a separatist versus clones one, and
Oh, that'd be so cool.
and they announced a whole rework for the separatist faction, announced a couple new units. Um,
Yeah, that is my fantasy update. I would love all that. Some of the other characters I am anticipating or predicting. So one being Droidica.
oh yeah, that too. How come I totally forgot about that one? But yeah, that would be an awesome unit, I think.
I have some just guesses or some, um, yeah, just some like fun guesses about what kind of abilities they'd have.
Yeah,
I feel like with Droidica, he'd start in ball mode and he's very vulnerable with low health, but when he deploys, he'll just get like just ungodly amounts of protection while he has his shield up, and then he can like counterattack and stuff, so he's always going off, and he'd
yeah.
be a tank or something. That'd be really cool.
It could be one of those toggle buffs like Commander Luke has
Oh yeah. And I
for the
think
modes.
with B1, he seems like he functions off of he's kind of weak, but he's super fast. He gets to shoot a lot and just do tons and tons of bonus attacks and provide turn meter and stuff. So
You know,
him combined with stuff like Droidica and stuff, he could just be going all the time.
I think B1 would be interesting if it kind of served the same um, mechanic as Night Sister Zombie. They're not afraid to put that in the game now. Not necessarily
Ooh,
a
that's
taunter, but one that comes back every time from the dead, and the only way to beat it is by defeating all other droids or defeating some sort of condition.
so if they
Because
have like a commander, like a separatist commander, like one I'm predicting is General Kalani, that droid who was in Rebels, that one episode, where the rebels got
I know
captured
what you're
by like,
talking about.
yeah, that guy.
Hmm.
And he's also kind of like a representative of all the super tactical battle droids.
Right.
So he would make sense if he was in the game and was a droid commander. And I feel like he might function similarly to Hermit Yoda, where he himself doesn't attack, but his basic would be like telling someone else to use a basic attack or something. And then just he'd do stuff like cleansing, buffing, and maybe calling like one of those shuttle things to come down and shoot, kind of like in the end of the tank raid where that one tactical battle droid calls in like a gunship to come shoot. That might be really cool. And maybe if he's with B1, or maybe if it's Newt Gunray or something, I don't know, or maybe even Grievous, someone like that, B1 will keep respawning unless that commander is defeated. That could be really
Hey,
cool.
really quick, while we're on the subject of Newt Gunray, why don't we have Rune Hako in there and we just have both of them and they have like a bromance synergy?
That's everyone is just on their feet waiting for that to happen.
Yes, let's make it happen. One other thing um, that you mentioned, kind of like the dark side equivalent of Hermit Yoda. I saw this idea on Reddit that I really liked, which was kind of like the premise was hologram Palpatine, where he doesn't actually do anything other than give orders and sort of um, support like morale, and he can't be damaged because he's a hologram. And the only way he can be defeated is by um, beating the other four. Like he's not even targetable or something. That'd be an interesting role to. You could still give him debuffs like um, ability block or whatever. But I thought it was an interesting idea that could play in with this whole separatist rework that we're fantasizing about here.
Hologram. I've never considered that. Wow,
Yeah, I didn't
that's
either
pretty far out
until
there.
yeah.
But it kind of makes sense now that I think about it. The first second when you said it, I was like, that sounds stupid. But now that I think about it, it's like, well, he hears as a hologram a lot, so having him, he could be on that little spider droid thing with the hologram. I would kind of make sense actually. I'm not, and considering they do some weird things like in this game, I feel like it's not out of the realm of possibility. As far as other separatist characters that work well, Sunfac is very good. Since I love the separatist faction, I am anticipating that rework and everything. I know it's coming. I'm actually gearing up all my separatists
Uh,
because
nice.
they're not really that useful right now. Like the most viable being Dooku and B2, Asajj now. I have them ready to go. Poggle's ready because I use him on my droid team, and then I don't really have a fifth. I'm working on. I heard that a Grievous rework is coming, and I heard that
I
from Arnold. He's I think he has a Gear 12 Grievous
ready
that
to
he
go.
doesn't use. Yeah, he's just ready to go waiting. So I'm gearing up them. I heard Sunfac is actually a solid tank. Most of the Geonosians are actually fairly solid. Geonosian Soldier used to be very popular back in the day.
I just unlocked Spy myself.
Spy, I'm working on unlocking him and getting his Starfighter. I don't know if it's even any good. Maybe I should have done more research. But
I don't know. I just wanted it for like I said, for the galactic
oh
work.
yeah, with Spy, I heard Spy is very similar to like Boba Fett, where if he has buffs and the enemy that he's attacking has buffs, he can one-shot people, and that sounds very useful.
Oh yeah, yeah. That
So
sounds tremendously valuable.
nobody uses him, but he's kind of in the game. He just needs kind of like an opportunity to shine. So that'd be helpful to get him up. So I'm very excited about that possibility. And actually, you know what? So we have someone in our guild called Asajj Vent, or no, Visage Antris. Oh, so if you haven't noticed, in our guild, one of our running gags is based on my name with Sarth Didius, where I replace the first and last, or the first letters of the words and switch them. So instead of Darth Sidious, it's Sarth Didius. It was a running gag in our guild for a while. So like we had Daunt Cuckoo, and Phobabet, Barbar Jinx, he's still in the guild, and that kind of stuff. So we have one called Visage Antris, and she has, way before the Night Sister rework, she had a fully decked out Night Sister squad, which doesn't make any sense. The reason she did it is because she likes the Night Sisters. She just likes them as characters. So she wasn't super into I have to have like the meta squad and everything. She's just like, well, I like Night Sisters. I'm going to gear them.
They lucked out.
She lucked out big time. When she heard that, she freaked out and was like, yes, she's so lucky. So with me, I really like the Separatists. And since I know miracles can happen now, I am fully invested in gearing up all my Separatist characters. And I know it's not just guessing. With the Night Sisters, I feel like that was complete luck. But with the Separatists, we know a rework's coming. We know more content is coming with them. So I feel like it's just a matter of time. I don't know if they're going to be good or not, but one can dream, right?
Sorry. So going along with your replacing the first and last letter, I have a couple names for you.
Oh, good.
So we got Diggs Barklighter. Okay. We have Bad Cane. And my favorite one, Fun Sack.
Yes, we did have a Fun Sack in this guild for a while. Fun Sack I think that's the best one.
That one's really good.
I never thought about Diggs Barklighter though. That's brilliant. I also really love Downed Cuckoo. That one's cute. Ah, man.
Ben Kisto. Oh, here's one for you. Gamorrean Guard.
Shut up. You know what? Hey, why don't you look at my stream? I'm going to show off my Gamorrean Guard. I don't know.
Yeah.
When he came out, I had the sudden idea of like, oh, new characters are good. Let's gear them.
Oh, he's gonna be needed for old Luke.
No, he's not.
You never know.
He's actually, I think, the largest character model in the game. He's like bigger than Chewie. Isn't that
Until
weird?
we get our Jabba, who could take up 2 character slots. No, I'm just
Two character slots. Oh my god.
Tail.
I don't know. If that happens, it might be time to put the game down. Man. So yeah, so mine is gear 8, and so he's there. He exists. I was thinking about how to make him good, and I'm like, could I put him on like an IG-88 lead team, and then give like a bunch of, maybe with like Chase, or like, or just Sharut, so he can get all that health and tenacity, and like maybe Zeta Barris, and maybe R2 to make him stand out, so he taunts and stuff, so that he's just.
You at least got him for Credit Heist.
I don't even use him for that anymore. He's useless right now. But yeah, he's there. He's just kind of hanging out. I don't think he'll ever be useful, but you know what? Maybe I feel like if I ever lose a bet and have to make like a weird squad arena team, I'm going to try to make a team where like he's actually viable. That'd be so funny.
Truly is a challenge. Well, speaking of putting the game down, I know you wanted to wrap up soon. Did you want to get the complaints?
Yes, let's actually. So I did finally talk about the my fantasy update, and something that we're kind of expecting eventually, droid update, and eventually droid capital ship. Actually, the other person I'm going to have a live stream with, his name on YouTube is Anditesh Hordo. We're planning on doing one soon, and he makes Star Wars Galaxy videos, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes videos, where he kind of talks about like his like predictions and like what if scenarios. He's not super popular. He doesn't get like a crazy ton of views, or doesn't have like a crazy ton of subscribers. He's a little YouTuber, but he's some of his videos are very interesting, and So I kind of want to have him on because he's talking to him is going to help me make my video. Um, so and also it's just interesting. He has a lot of cool stuff, so I kind of want to showcase it a little bit. But yeah, let's finish up with our last thing. Um, yeah, we've been going for a while, and I do need to get ready for work tomorrow. But yeah, let's finish up with our last topic. With other general complaining, I guess we want to end it with a little bit of salt in our mouths, I suppose.
Mm.
So, with other general complaining, well, I mean, we kind of already kind of did it naturally with this game takes too much time. There's certain requirements that people don't like the seven star low bots. That issue happening. The Galactic Wars being an issue for a lot of people, not necessarily us. Maybe we're the lucky ones. Um, the metas, Commander Luke Skywalker, just in general, being essentially 70% of the meta once he came out. Like if you look at how many people use him, like he's
Top
in,
50. It's just all Commander Luke.
yeah. And then also with Kenobi, that's pretty annoying. I'd like to see more diversity. Um, yeah, I feel like we kind of touched on most of it already, just naturally. So
Yeah,
maybe we don't have to.
I covered a lot of mine with the quality of life updates. I came at it from more of a usability perspective, but the balancing with the meta, you're right. There are definitely a lot of balance issues in this game that I think can be addressed just by introducing other characters, and it's interesting to see how that all kind of shakes up the meta, and it'll be interesting to see how the Night Sisters kind of influence the meta with being able to bypass protection. That's a big one.
Oh yeah. And then also I just had the random thought that if we do get Droideka and he does work like that, like I said, where he has low health and high protection, Night Sisters are going to chew him up.
Yep.
So, and also I'm really interested in when the Separatist update comes out, are they going to be good against Night Sisters or weak against Night Sisters? Because
Well,
then if they did, yeah, the Separatists did wipe them out, so maybe they will be good, which means I don't have to invest in Night Sisters. I can invest in other people. So I think that's interesting. I think before we close out, I'm going to close out on a good note with a Galactic War Gamorrean Guard being viable. So here we go. I'm making a little team here. Who do you think I should have in the fifth slot? So I've got 88 as lead, which means more crits, and when they do a crit, they do more damage over time. Gamorrean Guard already does, so that means every time he hits, he's dealing 3 damage over time effects. We've got Barris. She's not Zeta'd yet, but she can help with that. We've got the Tenacity up with Sharut in there. Let's see. Is there anyone who can like buff him or cleanse him or something like that? Maybe Yoda?
Let's see. You have
Rex?
2 healers.
Maybe Rex?
Do you need a tank?
I want oh no, R2. I wanted R2 so that he can make everyone invis except Gamorrean and Guard.
Oh, Gamorrean Guard's a tank. I'm just not familiar enough with his kit.
Oh yeah, I can show you real quick. My God.
Oh, I have it pulled up on my end.
Okay, cool. I lost him. There he is. All right, here we go. It's going to be an easy Galactic War, but whatever. We'll see how he does. He's against these guys. All right, so let's see how this works.
Full auto.
Wow, R2's going again. Gamorrean Guard is also stupidly slow. He's probably my slowest character. So R2 is going to go like 3 times before he gets to go. Okay, let's see how this goes. He didn't counterattack. Oh yeah, that's because he has to taunt. He's not even doing anything yet. He's contributed nothing.
So while you're devoting brain power to this, mind if I just kind of let your viewers know where they can find me if they want to hang out with me?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, please do.
Sure. So you can find me over at Human Factors Cast. That's the podcast I mentioned at the front of the show. We're on LinkedIn, Facebook, or Twitter at H Factors Podcast. You can always follow me on Twitter also at Nick_Rome, and that's Rome with 2 O's. So, and Jeff, I wanted to thank you again for having me on. This was a ton of fun, and I'd love to do it again with you.
I would absolutely love that too. Whether or not we're actually streaming, just like doing this kind of stuff is super fun. Yeah, there they go. They dropping like flies due to the power of Gamorrean Guard.
Really it.
Yes, it was super fun. I loved having you on. I would love to do this again sometime. I'm sure other people would like that too, since you're involved in this game. I'm sure they would love that too. We've had a good time. We've gone overtime, but I am completely fine with that. So, yes, Human Factors Cast, check that out. They do a great job over there. It's very interesting. Anything else you want to say to them before we're logging off?
Just that you can find it at humanfactorscast.com, Apple Podcast, Google Play Store, whatever your favorite podcast directory is. Go check those out.
Any activity on YouTube that you're doing, or?
Not quite. I want to stream a little bit more. I just don't have the resources to set up something yet. So for now, it's audio only.
All right. Well, and then as far as I go, I have a YouTube channel called Offlineable, and that's where I dump all of my creative stuff. Since I'm practicing to be a video and photo editor, that's where I dump all my creative projects, practice projects. Also I use kind of gaming and live streaming and stuff as an excuse to practice that. So what I'm going to do with this podcast or this live stream, for example, is I'm going to download it and take it down from YouTube, and then I'm going to edit it to make it like with an intro outro kind of thing, and maybe a little bit editing midway through, maybe a little bit of background music or something, stuff like that. I use it as an excuse just to practice editing. So I do that with my channel. I also have a Facebook page, but don't go to that. Screw Facebook. I don't like Facebook. They throttle YouTube links. Do you know about that?
No.
Oh, I'll tell you some of that juicy detail next time.
Sounds good.
But anyway, thank you so much for having on. Anyone who did tune in, there were a few people. I do have a couple regulars who come by once in a while. Thomas the Dank Engine, and we have a guy literally called Lord Vader. So Lord Vader himself comes, checks out the podcast once in a while, the live stream. So expect that. Otherwise, thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. I don't have a sign out. Do you have some kind of sign out?
Be with you.
But we got to be more creative.
Okay, on the podcast, I always sign off with "it depends" because that's often the answer for any question you present. It depends.
Just end it with a question. What if?
What if? And then you cut out there, and then that's it.
Okay, I'll just cut it there once you say what if.
What if?
What if? All right, I'm gonna click the stop streaming button. All right. So I have actually, you know what? Do you have any question for me right now that you could say right now that would be helpful for me in editing?
Are we still on?
Yes, I'm about to click the stop button, but before I click the stop button, is there something you want to ask me?
For editing?
For like a question, like our sign out that we just talked about.
Oh. Shoot. Do you think a Separatist faction pass is coming soon?
I need you to say what if.
Oh,